Hello, gem hunter. What if that ugly rock you kicked in the street was actually $1 million emerald? It seems far-fetched, but life is full of stories like this. People who, distractedly, let slip away fortunes disguised in simple shapes. Nature doesn't reveal its treasures in gleaming display cases. It prefers to hide them in crude cloaks, almost as if conducting a secret test to determine who has keen eyes and who lives on autopilot. Every day, thousands of people pass by stones that could buy a lifetime of comfort, and almost no one notices. It's the same with opportunities. They're always around us. But those who haven't learned to observe miss them. After all, what differentiates a rough diamond from a common stone isn't just its appearance, but the gaze of those who know how to recognize its hidden signs. And believe me, they're not difficult signs, but subtle ones, almost whispers hidden amidst what we call the banal. The curious thing is that this same ability that reveals rare gems also teaches us to see life more clearly. Because deep down, every ugly rock can be a portal to a transformative discovery, and whoever learns to decipher this secret will never walk the world the same way again. So, before diving into this knowledge, like and subscribe to the channel, because here, each video is like a map that can lead you directly to opportunities most people insist on ignoring. While most see only worthless gravel, a few trained eyes can discern brightness, color, and hidden richness where no one else pays attention. It's as if nature speaks a secret language, made of textures, reflections, and silences, and only the most attentive can decipher it. Since ancient times, entire peoples have survived by observing these hidden signs. Aztecs who recognized gold on riverbanks, African tribes who followed veins of colored stones until they found diamonds, South American prospectors who changed their lives by identifying minerals hidden in simple pebbles. Each stone carries a story, a geological diary written millions of years ago, but few bother to read its pages. It's fascinating to think that while many discard, others perceive and prosper. And we're not just talking about money, but about ancestral wisdom, the art of seeing beyond the obvious, of finding the extraordinary within the ordinary. Because deep down, learning to recognize these stones is also learning to perceive life more deeply, understanding that even the smallest detail can hide something grand. And it is precisely at this point that the journey begins to reveal secrets hidden in ordinary stones, yet capable of transforming destinies. The first stone on this list is the quartz, perhaps the most democratic mineral on the planet. Anyone who hikes trails in the United States or wanders through mountainous areas in Canada has likely come across fragments of milky or transparent quartz. Many look at it and think, just another shiny stone. But quartz is like a clue left by the earth itself. In several regions of North America, quartz veins are closely linked to the presence of gold and even emeralds hidden underground. That's why prospectors and explorers use quartz as a sign, a natural marker that points out where to look. The stone itself may seem worthless, but its context makes all the difference. Where there's quartz, there may be much more. It's like an invisible arrow saying, look closer. The treasure may be nearby. The curious thing is that this information goes unnoticed by most, who see only a piece of crystal but don't understand the hidden map it represents. And I'll take this opportunity. Comment here if you've ever found quartz in your region. I want to know how far this natural clue has reached you. The second stone is basalt, born from the brute force of volcanoes. Visitors to volcanic regions in Hawaii, Iceland, or Australia easily encounter these dense, heavy black blocks. At first glance, they seem useless, just remnants of hardened lava. But hidden within, basalt can hold valuable clues. In areas of South Africa, for example, it was precisely in basalt terrain that some of the world's largest diamond deposits were found. This happens because basalt can bring to the surface fragments from deep within the earth, where diamonds formed under extreme conditions. It's as if each piece of basalt were a silent messenger, carrying within its depths memories of riches forged kilometers below. The common eye sees only a black rock. The attentive eye realizes that it could be the first step on a ladder that leads to hidden treasures. The third rock is the Shale, common in various parts of the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States. At first glance, it resembles nothing more than a pile of overlapping chips, like a natural wall of stone pages. But it is precisely in this layered structure that shale hides its secrets. In certain regions of Canada, for example, shale has revealed crystals of garnet and tourmaline in its fissures, while in areas of the United Kingdom, small traces of emerald have been found trapped in its crevices. Each layer functions like a page in a geological book written over millions of years, and some of these pages hold chapters of pure richness. It's fascinating to imagine that a seemingly banal rock, carelessly stepped on a trail, could hide a vibrant gem waiting to be revealed. To many, shale is just another worthless piece. To attentive hunters, it is Earth's secret library. And finally, we have the river, graveland, their rounded pebbles, two discreet guardians that seem the most harmless on the list. Walking along riverbanks in Scotland, Canada, or even Australia means stepping on tons of stones that time and water have polished with infinite patience. Gravel, this mixture of small pebbles carried by the current, can contain fragments of rubies, sapphires, and even diamonds transported for centuries. Rounded pebbles with their smooth surfaces can hide quartz crystals, feldspar, or even tiny fragments of rare gemstones. At first glance, they look like children's toys, childhood memories collected in the pockets of adventurers. But to the trained eye, each pebble is a miniature safe, and each handful of gravel is a treasure chest of possibilities. This is where nature reveals its irony. That which seemed the simplest of all may be precisely the one that holds the most valuable secret. So, interact with me. Which of these 5 stones do you think has ever gone unnoticed before your eyes? Have you ever stopped to think about what truly makes a gemstone different from an ordinary rock? The answer lies in the science hidden within the earth. Minerals like diamonds, rubies, and emeralds don't arise by chance. They are the result of extreme conditions of pressure, heat, and time. Imagine a diamond, for example. It is born more than 150 kilometers underground, at temperatures exceeding 200 degrees Celsius, and under pressures so intense that they would be impossible to withstand on the surface. It's as if the earth itself were a natural laboratory, shaping crystals over millions of years. What to many seems merely a shiny stone, to geology is the testimony of cosmic processes dating back to the formation of the planet. Each gem is like a fragment of Earth's history, shaped not by human hands, but by the invisible forces of time and nature. Another fascinating point is how chemical elements organize themselves to create beauty. Ruby, for example, is made from corundum, the same mineral as sapphire. The difference lies in tiny impurities. When chromium infiltrates the structure, the crystal takes on the intense red everyone recognizes as ruby. When iron or titanium enters the mix, the deep blue of sapphire emerges. In other words, the difference between a stone that goes unnoticed and a jewel worth millions lies in invisible atoms, almost imperceptible yet decisive. This shows how beauty is often a matter of details most eyes fail to see. It's a powerful reminder. The extraordinary can be hidden in the ordinary. This same logic explains why many walk over valuable stones without even realizing their importance. Science also explains why certain stones appear in certain places around the world. South Africa's diamonds, Australia's opals, and Zambia's emeralds are examples of how each region of the Earth holds secrets shaped by its geology. In volcanic areas like Hawaii or Iceland, rocks carry minerals from the depths. In Canada's icy rivers, gravel can hide rare crystals transported for miles. It's almost as if each country has a secret map drawn by nature itself. For scientists, this is explained by geological formation, plate tectonics, and Earth's cycles. For us, curious explorers, it's almost magical. The planet has distributed its riches so strategically that it seems to have left clues for those who know how to look. And if you're here so far, it's because you're also one of those curious souls seeking to see beyond. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel, because this journey is only just beginning. But perhaps the most fascinating detail is this. Every gemstone you see today took millions, sometimes billions of years to form. In other words, holding a diamond is literally holding a piece of eternity. This is the true fascination of nature, transforming the invisible into the visible, the ordinary into the extraordinary. That's why geologists and collectors look at stones not just as beautiful objects, but as time capsules that hold profound stories. And here's the final secret. If you learn to observe nature carefully, you'll realize that every rock, every crystal, every pebble is a silent invitation to discover more about the planet and yourself. So tell me in the comments, which of these scientific explanations surprised you the most? In addition to the 5 stones we've already explored, there are countless others that seem ordinary, but could be true indicators of hidden treasure. Grenades, for example, found in rivers in Scotland or Australia, are small natural signs that often point to nearby diamond deposits. Tourmaline colorida, seen in the gravel of Canadian trails or in volcanic regions of South Africa, can indicate veins of high-quality emerald or quartz. Even fragments of quartz scattered on the ground should not be ignored. They may be clues to larger deposits hidden beneath the surface. Each stone carries its own geological history, a silent map that most people cannot decipher. For those who learn to observe carefully, these rocks leave traces that can transform an ordinary hike into a veritable treasure hunt. Another fascinating point is that each stone not only indicates wealth, but also carries geological memories and deep symbolism. Polished Pebble A rock in a Canadian river may seem harmless, but within it can hide fragments of rare crystals, and their presence serves as a signpost to potential more valuable deposits. Similarly, gravel on Australian or African trails can contain tiny gems that reveal the region's unique geology, acting as silent clues left by the earth. To the common eye, they are just rocks. To the attentive curious, they are miniature treasure chests, each with hidden stories waiting to be discovered. This attentive observation transforms any hike or exploration into an almost poetic experience, noticing details that seem insignificant, but that can hide extraordinary opportunities. How many times have you thrown away a strange stone without even looking closely? Life works much the same way. Opportunities, signs, and even treasures can go unnoticed if we don't have our eyes trained to see the invisible. Sometimes, what seems worthless is precisely what changes everything. An ugly stone can hide an emerald. An unassuming comment can open doors you never imagined. Learning to observe is developing sensitivity, noticing details most people ignore, and recognizing that the extraordinary often disguises itself as the ordinary. It's like walking by a river and noticing the sparkle of a pebble among thousands of other pebbles, or understanding that a small action can have gigantic consequences in life. This exercise of attention not only reveals gems, but also teaches you to see people, situations, and opportunities more deeply. And when you begin to train this eye, you realize that patience, curiosity, and perception are treasures even more valuable than any diamond. So reflect. How many stones have you let pass by without realizing their true value? Now it's your turn to put this knowledge into practice and start training the eye of a true treasure hunter. Imagine walking along rivers, trails, or your backyard and noticing signs most ignore, recognizing common stones that may hide emeralds or rare diamonds. Observe colors, shine, fissures, and weight. Small actions like these transform the way you see the world. Comment here "I see beyond stones" if you want to practice this skill and share experiences with the community. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because each video is an opportunity to increase your perception, discover hidden secrets, and train an eye few possess. The next time you kick a stone in your path, remember, it could be a hidden emerald or diamond, and the world around you is full of opportunities that go unnoticed. Every pebble holds stories of nature waiting for attentive eyes, and developing this perception transforms simple walks into extraordinary discoveries. This skill doesn't just apply to stones. Every detail of everyday life can hide surprises that only those who observe carefully can spot. And to see this in action, click and watch the video now. These 3 overlooked rocks hide rare multi-million-dollar diamonds. There you will learn to identify signs that almost no one notices and discover how to transform your perspective on the world. See you later, Gem Hunter.